Okay. Now, so you have this attendee table ready, right? Let's go
Yes.
ahead and see the equipment request table. In the equipment request table, what we are doing is this is basically an extension to the task table. See, we extended task table here. Application is marketing event application, label equipment request, name is this, and extends table task. So you will see columns from the task table as well, right? So these are the
Yeah.
columns from the task table. The ones with the cross mark are the default are the custom fields that we have created for this equipment request table, and those are cost, needed from, needed until, etc. All right.
Yeah.
Then we have an import features table, right, which is taking feature ID, feature name, paid, platform, so some sort of information it is taking in here. Another one is marketing ad attendees, right? I
Yeah.
think this one I am not using, so I'll skip through this. This was created for some sample activity. Another one table that is important for us is the marketing event table, where we have this budget, end date, start date, number of attendees registered, etc. Right? Now, since I have already done this activity and I have the application ready, I'll quickly go into the marketing application and give you a demo of the application. All right. So I go into the marketing event application and I go to the marketing events module. When I go into the marketing events module, I see a list of marketing events created already. I'm going to delete the garbage rows. Now these are the marketing events created or identified,
Yeah.
right? If I hit this new button, the form that we see is something like this. See the form? For this is for marketing event, right? And you see the
Yeah.
name of the marketing event, the budget allocated to it, the city, the start date, end date, sponsor, number of attendees expected, and number of attendees registered. So you now have a UI on top of the table that you built.
Yes.
You have the marketing event table, and these are the input fields from the marketing event table, right?
Right.
Right. So whatever field you identify there, you add those field values here, and you can see and you can decorate your form accordingly. All right. And and if you enter values into this, for example, if I do Dallas event and let's assume we are spending $5,000 on this event. Let's put the start date as today and end date as tomorrow. Sponsor is, let's assume Apple is sponsoring this event, and there are 50 attendees expected, right? And when the
Yeah.
event starts, only 45 of them showed, right? So this is the
Right.
information. I'm going to save it, right? So when you save that on that form, that information goes into marketing event tables, right? Because that UI is attached to the marketing event table, right? So
Yep.
whatever input you provide there on that screen will go directly into the table.
Marketing event.
Okay, you get it?
Yeah, I get it.
Now, let's go to the attendees form for a second. Attendees, I already have this much of a record into the attendees table. If I hit this new button, I'll see the UI according to the attendee table fields. Within the attendee table, we have these items: first name, last name, email, marketing event, phone, etc. Right?
Mm,
If you see, the first name is a string field. It's a free text field, right?
mm-hmm,
So you are
mm-hmm,
able to get an input box here. So is last name, so is email, so is phone number. But marketing event is a reference field. It's a lookup field. So that's why you are
mm,
seeing this lookup control here. When you hit this one,
mm,
it will look up to the table that you want to associate it to be, right? For now, we have associated this marketing event lookup field to the marketing events table. So that's the reason when you hit this hourglass, you see this record from the marketing events table.
mm, mm,
All right. And now you can go
yeah,
ahead and select an event, which is jealous event here. Put some name here, put some email ID, some dummy phone number, and submit it.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. So
So
it goes to attendees table.
yeah, that goes to attendees table. You can see it here.
Yeah,
All right. So this is how you add record into the attendees table. Now these are the other modules. Like this is a reporting module, open equipment request. Let's go into all equipment request. This is again another table which is equipment request.
Rahul, here I have one question.
Yeah.
This one, for example, is we are entering each values using this UI, right?
Right.
For example, I have value in CSV or Excel,
Mm-hmm.
and I just want to move those values into attendee table.
Yep. So that's
How are we doing it?
yeah, that's another topic. There are
Mm.
options to import data from
Okay.
CSV, Excel, or
Uh-huh.
XML, right?
Yeah.
Um, we'll be talking about that later. For now,
Okay. Okay.
let's do this. Let's only enter data from the UI, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when we have to bulk import data into our system, we'll be doing that import data, right? Import sets.
Yeah. One question here. For example, in my case, in my company, we have library website, right? In this website, like a client, they come and then they can order whatever services they want.
Mm-hmm.
In the meantime, that will be exposed for the external world actually.
Right.
And there is another website, only people who are working in the back office,
Uh-huh.
they use this intranet and then they insert, for example, customer value,
Mm-hmm.
the customer address information, stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
such as for billing department or finance department.
Mm-hmm.
So these people, when we deploy ServiceNow, these people are using this UI, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rather than
Yeah.
going into other place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Right. So they'll
Okay.
be using this UI if they need to export data or send out a report to some other applications. They'll be exposing tables from this UI, this ServiceNow, to outside environment, right? So you are interfacing
Mm,
third-party application with ServiceNow so that the third-party
mm,
applications can also see reports on the data that you generate within ServiceNow.
mm, 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 mm,
All right?
mm, mm, mm,
Okay. So this is the equipment request where you have this free text field for the number.
mm,
Equipment is also free text. Cost is
mm.
currency type, right? It looks slightly
Mm.
different. It's a currency type, right?
Yep.
So when you create this cost, you have to identify currency type within that table, right? State
Mm,
is, see, you have choice items here, right? So state is a choice field here. You have choice
mm,
items. So this is a choice field, right? Marketing event is again a lookup field, looking up into the marketing event table. Approval is again choice field, Task type is again choice field.
Mm.
All right. Let's look into the equipment request table to understand this UI. I go into the equipment request table, and now I see the cost is currency type. Can you see it?
Yep.
See, cost is currency type. We have it currency. Needed from, needed until. These are dates. So we are not showing these two fields on this screen right now, right? Needed from and
Mm.
needed until, we are not showing that here. Let's
Mm.
go to other ones. Marketing event. This is a reference type,
Mm.
right? And reference to
Mm.
marketing events table. See,
Mm.
marketing event. This is a reference or lookup field to the marketing events table. All right.
Mm.
So you
Mm.
identified marketing event as a reference table. Let's look into other
Mm.
columns. See, equipment type. Equipment type is a free text, which is a string type here,
Mm.
right?
Yes.
And state, approval type, and task type. So let's search column label. State. See, state is integer. No,
Mm.
not this one. Not this one. I'll come back to this. The state, we created it differently.
Mm.
See, these are the values, these are the fields that you identified while you created the table. We created this equipment request table, which is which is extending the task table as well. So you have all those fields available. Now you are seeing that we are not utilizing the needed from and needed until dates, right? And you might
Mm.
ask, how have you actually made those fields hidden, right? So there are ways to show or hide or decorate show or hide columns or fields on the form, or decorate the input fields on the form, right? Let's see how we can
Mm.
do that. If you are onto this form, equipment request form, if you go to this gray
Mm.
bar where the equipment request is written, the complete bar starting from this save button until this arrow. So this is a bar. If you right click here, you get a contextual menu, you get this configure, and you get form
Mm.
design. If you hit this form
Mm.
design, it will take you to the form designing of the equipment request form.
Yeah.
And here you will see these items, right? These
Yeah.
are number, equipment request, equipment type, needed from, state, marketing event, approval, all these. Additionally, there are other columns as well here, the other fields. If you want to drag drop those fields here, you can get those fields here. Like I added additional comments here, and I'm going to save it, right? When I
Mm.
saved it and I go back on the form and I refresh it, I'll be able to see this additional comment field now,
Mm.
isn't it? If you remove this and save it,
Uh-huh.
go back, reload it, that's gone,
Gone. Yeah.
right? If you want to add more columns, assign to business duration, save it, go back, reload it. Assign to is here, business duration is here. Very
Oh.
simple. Very simple. This is how you design your forms.
Your
If you,
forms. Yeah.
yeah, if you want to reorganize the order of it, for example, if you want to show business duration on top of the list, drag drop here, take assign to as well here, save it. You just played with the order of the items. Now look at the business
Mm.
duration and assign to, reload it. Business duration comes here, assign to comes here. So you are designing your form,
Mm.
right? Look at here. You have chosen two column view. If you want to show one column view, save it, go back, reload, you will have a single column view. right? So this is
Mm-hmm.
how you are designing your form to look like. See, the table attached to it, this form is equipment request. That's in the background, right? Now, how do you play with these fields on the screen is up to you, right? You have to go into the form design and then design the layout of the form,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you can
Yeah.
keep a single column view, you can keep a double column view. Two views are available, so you can, adjust accordingly. Let's go ahead and keep double column views. I'll get rid of this and I'll get rid of this. Okay, and I'll save it. I'll go back and reload it. Alright, you
Yeah.
get your form back.
Mm-hmm.
So that was how you organize your form, how you design your form's look and feel. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Now, same thing can be done for the attendees table as well. Open up the attendee form, right click here, configure form design, go on the form design, change the way the form looks, add more values if you want to. For example, if you want to add updated by, bring it here, save it,
Mm.
reload it. Email goes here, updated by comes in, right?
Mm.
So this way you have it here. So this is form design, how you design your form, right? Let's talk about
Mm.
the next steps. So do you have any questions in creating the tables?
No, I'm good, except that one.
Except what?
Except the one that I showed you earlier. Other than that, I'm okay.
Okay, yeah. So make sure that the tables that you create goes into the particular application. When you have those tables created, and I'm sure you will be creating modules as well, so that you can show your modules here within the application. Like we have these modules, attendees, etc. These are actually tables. Attendees are table. Attendee is a table. Marketing event is a table. Equipment request is a table. But then we have presented these tables as modules here, right? So you get these
Yeah.
modules.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you'll be creating modules as well, so that you can show all those modules here on the screen, and then you will be playing with the UI by doing form design, etc. And you will see the UI coming up here. Um, then are you still with me, Michael? Michael? Can you hear me, Michael?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you disappeared for a while.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now, yeah. So that was table. See the forms and UIs that
Mhm.
we just played with.
Yeah.
That comes under this forms and UI section,
Yeah.
right? For example, the attendee form, if you hit this, it will open up the form designer as we just saw, right? So that opens up in
Mhm.
this studio here in the IDE, and then you can do the same stuffs here by organizing, reorganizing, changing the layout, changing the number of columns you want to show in your views, etc. So you can do all those changes here within this form designer here in the studio,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And that is for every screen that you have, right? You choose and you design your screen, and that's done, right?
Mhm.
Now
Yeah.
I wanted to show you on the equipment request table, we have these list items. We have this state and we have these options available, right?
Okay.
Let's go and see how we added these options to it. I'm going to form design. You can go in the studio as well. So you have both the options. You have to go into the equipment request, go to form design, and then hit this settings button, the gear.
Mhm.
When you
Mhm.
hit this, you are seeing that this is a label of state. Default value of it is pending, and then here are the values that you have associated, right? So the values
Mhm.
associated to it are pending, open, work in progress, closed complete, on loan, right? These are the display
Mhm.
values, and to each display value there is an integer value attached to it. For example, see this. If you add new
Yeah.
value here, you have to attach an integer value as well, right? That's why within the equipment request table you see the state as integer here,
Mhm.
right? So the value
Yeah.
it is taking as integer, but the value that you are showing here is string, right? So
Yeah.
you identified options as pending, open, work in progress, closed, complete, on loan, and then values are -5, 1, 2, 3, and 10.
Oh, the value is an integer.
Right. So that's why the state field on the equipment request table is an integer.
Got it.
Right. Now, same goes with the approval field. But approval doesn't look like is a integer field. Approval is the integer type. See, state was an integer type. However, approval is an string type. See, approval is
Mm-hmm.
string type. But again, this is again a choice item field. So you have to identify what choice item values you want to have within this, right? So the choice items that I am having right now is not yet requested, having value not requested, requested, which has value as requested, approved, approved, rejected, rejected.
Rejected.
All right. Let's go back to the screen and see. On the form, approval, see, not yet requested, requested, approved, and rejected. Right?
Mm.
These four values, if you want to add one more value, for example, I'm going to put under approval and I'll put value as under approval and I'll submit it. I'll go back to screen, reload the form,
Mm.
we get under approval now.
Mm.
Very simple. So this is the way how you add choice items to the choice fields.
Mm.
All right.
Yeah.
Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to send this assignment to you so that you can work and create an application, right?
Mm-hmm.
And create tables according to the requirement, design the form layout, right?
Mm-hmm.
Add values to the form and make sure that the values that you have are getting inserted into the tables, right? So this will be your
Okay.
assignment, right? Will
Okay.
learn by doing, right?
Yeah, exactly. I like that one.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I like that. And in the meantime, would you share this video? It's recorded, right?
right, this is recorded. I'm
Yeah.
going,
Yeah, so that I can review.
yeah, I can upload it and I can send that to you.
Yeah, great.
Hang on a second, I need to find out the exercise.
The best way is learning by doing.
Yep, here we go. I have it here. Now exercises. Right, and I'll open it. So after today's class, what you will be able to do is you will
Mm.
be able to do number 1, you'll be able to do number 2, number 3,
Mm-hmm.
number 4,
Mm-hmm.
number 5.
Yep.
So up to number 5, you should be able to do that. So that will be your exercise for tomorrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Complete the tasks written in this requirement document and complete up to
Mm-hmm.
number 5, right? So
Okay.
up to number 5, what we are doing is, number 1, we are creating that application, the marketing events application. Number 2,
Yeah.
within the marketing event application, we are creating this marketing event table with this with this given specification. So you now have the
Mm-hmm.
type of the fields that you have to insert into the table. For example, name should be
Mm-hmm.
string, city should be choice, start date should be date, end date should be date, etc. Right? So
Mm-hmm.
this is the specification given already for marketing events table, right? Number 3 is to create an equipment request table by extending the task table and make it as a module.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to supply other columns for the equipment request table as well.
Mm-hmm.
Create an equipment request table by extending the table, and I'll quickly create a table here. Let's go on the form, and I'll go to equipment request, and the specification will be variable type display. Keep it as number, integer, false, equipment type, string, true.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be a reference field and a reference to marketing events table. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Marketing event. Right, that's all. That's all we need for this. I'll make it a little bit shaded. And I'll send this updated one.
Okay.
So we have it here. Number 5, we have it here.
Yeah, I see that. Configure the layout.
Yeah, maybe we can get rid of this. Don't worry about that. In the number 5, you already have this specification, so you do not have to worry about that.
Okay.
Okay. So anyway, when you create this equipment request table, you will come back to number 5 and you will add those fields here. So that should be
Okay.
fine. All right. So this exercise is to do up until number 5 and see what you can do. I have not talked about each of these concepts required for the UI, etc. Right?
Yeah.
But the ones that we have done as of now, we'll be practicing, and then we'll see. See, there are various options available here. When you right click here and do configure, it is not just from design. You have all these options available, right? So we'll be looking into all these items one by one and seeing what we can do with these items here. All right?
Great.
All right, and that's form design. Now when you are done with that, I'll show you. I brought that marketing event application here on the screen. Where is it? Add employee record. I actually removed it from here. So you will bring that here somehow on this screen, and you will see something like this. So you do not have to go into application and then you have to search for the module and then you have to go into the list of records and hit new button, right? Alternatively, what you can do is if you want to show your application to a specific set of user, you can authorize those users to access this application, and then you can put that application on the self-service page like we have all these stuffs here. Right? You can put a reference to that application here within the can we help you or any other category, and that category will show you the list of items that we have into the marketing event application. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. All right. So I think we should not take any new topic today. If you have questions, if you want to discuss something, we should be discussing now because new topic will take some time. So let's not do that.
Yeah. Okay. For now, I'm good. Once I start to work on the exercise, probably tomorrow, I will have questions. But for
Sure.
now, I'm good.
Sure. All right. So tomorrow we talk again and we'll see up to number 5 how you have done.
Oh, okay. All right, Rahul.
All right. Have a good night.
All right, you too. All right, take care. Bye. Thanks.
Bye. Bye.